Welcome back to Project Zomboid for another exciting edition of Best Mods of 2023 with Mr. Mod, of course. We've got some awesome mods today, so let's dive right on in. The first one up is the Cordyceps Zone. You know, you might be familiar with this from The Last of Us. All this adds is the ability for Cordyceps buildings to spawn. You can adjust the spawn rate and sandbox options, and that's going to make these little zombie body corpses show up in buildings, indicating it is an infected zone. Basically, you can't be in there unguarded. Otherwise, you're going to get infected, you're going to get sick, and you're going to die. It's only a matter of time. So the way this mod works is, anytime you enter a non-player built building for the first time, there will be a chance, depending on your sandbox options, for that building to be infected by Cordyceps and be a spore zone. And like I said earlier, the longer you're in there, the weaker you get. You're going to start coughing, getting nauseous, getting sick, and eventually you will die. So you got to be careful. You can't spend too much time in here without protection. So as you can see here, we were only in the building unmasked for about 30-40 minutes. That's not really that long. And we're already almost dead. So pretty dangerous stuff. You really need to be prepared, which is great because we can wear gas masks actually and go inside of these Cordyceps buildings just fine. Not every gas mask works. I'm using the Brita's gas mask here. Only one option from Brita's armor pack didn't work. I tested them all. I don't remember the exact name of it, but you know, most of them worked. So vanilla gas mask also works just fine, and I would suspect any other gas masks from other mods would work just as well. So should be no problems there. The next mod on our list is Zombies Hear Your Microphone. This mod is awesome, you guys. This is something I've been wanting for a long time in this game. Watch. It doesn't work when you're crouched. Hey guys! That's so crazy. Oh my gosh. Alright, wait. Let's redo that. Funny enough, it actually even works with ghost mode activated. Like, they'll still hear my microphone, see, and come on over here. Even though they can't see me, they hear me. But if I'm crouched, they actually don't hear the microphone. I actually thought the mod wasn't working at first. They have to be like right next to you, I think, when you're crouched. It must be a whisper. Hey guys. What's up? Oh my god, that's great. That is great. Brilliant. This is the mod we needed. Now it's finally like Saints and Sinners. This is great. Come on guys, let's go. Follow me. The next mod on our list is perfect for anyone who enjoys suffering, which should be pretty much everyone who plays this game, I'd imagine. Thanks to this next trait, Blind Without Glasses, you can spawn with a special set of glasses, which you will be utterly blind and helpless without. And they did just recently update this mod, so you can actually choose if you want vanilla glasses to work or all eyeglasses to work, which is great. So you're not bound to this unique set of glasses anymore, but you can still be if you want. This is really interesting though, the way this mod works. You're basically like Velma without her glasses. Like, you can't forage, you can't read. You'll get the all thumbs trait. Your entire screen is blurry, which is probably the worst part. And it's going to be really hard to find your glasses if you don't know where they went. So, good luck with that. You also need to be careful because sprinting into walls, hitting things, being knocked over by zombies, you're going to drop them. The glasses will break eventually. You're going to need to repair them in order to use them again. Because without them, you're going to be completely blind and completely helpless. Basically a sitting duck. So, keep those glasses repaired, keep some duct tape in your pocket, and be careful. Be scared. Next up, we have a mod that, honestly, I wish I had had a long time ago. This is the Out of Breath Moodle. Basically, it does what you think it would. As soon as you become near to being exerted the first level, you're going to get a new Moodle called Out of Breath. This is really, really useful because I'm sure you've all had situations where you've been fighting, running, doing whatever in the game, and all of a sudden, you have no idea when it's going to happen, and there it is. Worst possible timing. Exerted. Now you actually can kind of plan around your exertion levels, at least a little bit more than before. Like, for instance, if you're about to engage with a horde and you now are out of breath, you might make second thoughts on that. I like this mod quite a bit, and as you can see, it comes up right away, right before you get exerted. You can also adjust when this Moodle kicks in the sandbox options. Up next on the list is quite a lot of mods actually, so many that I can't even really fit all the names onto the screen here, so you'll have to check the description to see all of them. This is a crap load of vehicle mods, some really cool maps, and, well, vehicle focused maps specifically, and awesome standardized vehicle armor upgrades for all vanilla vehicles, quite a lot of modded vehicles, and more. So, quite a lot to unpack here. So let's get into it. Let's just show off the vehicles first. This shows both vanilla and modded vehicles with the armor and the non-armored variants, and there's 2 options for armor, so you kind of have some diversity in there. What's really cool is how this mod works. All you need to do is go to the modifications tab on the radial menu, and you can go ahead and start browsing all the different armor plating accessible to that vehicle, and go ahead and start putting it on if you got the skills and the resources. It takes quite a lot of metal resources and metalworking skill though to do this, so not something you're going to be doing the first week probably, but a really cool goal to work up to, especially for people who pick metalworker. You know, makes it a little bit more useful now. You can actually deck out some cars now. As you can see, it's quite simple to install. As long as you got the resources and the skills, you just click the button and your guy automatically installs it. I really appreciated that this mod had 2 separate variants of armor. They have like a steel flat plate with a little cutout hole for vision, and then they have like just bars, like burglar bar style. I think that's really nice to have the option to choose between the 2, because as you can see on some of the cars that I armored up already, I like to mix and match a bit. I'd also like to introduce you all to this lovely map, the Exhibition Circuit. It is essentially just a racetrack, and kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it's pretty awesome, let me tell you. This thing is really fun to mess around on. It was great. I spent way longer than shown here just driving around, messing around in different vehicles, having fun on the track. I would like to warn you, however, to be very careful on your turns, because as you'll see here, it's pretty easy to flip. Pretty easy. It could happen to anybody, really. I would like to assure you, however, that Mr. Mod is quite a capable, competent driver. He's very respected behind the wheel. And here's a little bonus feature. I had to show this when I saw the mod, because how cool is this? I mean, SpongeBob's car. Come on, this is crazy. I regret not decking myself out in the full outfit that comes with it. I'll leave that for you guys to discover when you try out the mod yourselves, but yeah, pretty funny. Obviously completely unrealistic, but who doesn't want to try out driving around SpongeBob's car? At least one time. It handles pretty well, surprisingly. Next up we have Bravens Nail Gun. This is a very interesting mod here, actually. It adds 2 different nail guns, one tactical, one normal. As you can see, you can use it as a gun. They're pretty low damage though, and it's really probably only going to be more useful for training aiming skill, if anything. Probably training reloading too. It has like a 300 nail clip, which is huge. I mean, that's probably at least 1 level up or 2 of reloading just from the clip, so easy enough, right? But I kind of enjoy the weapon, not gonna lie. It's fun to use. It's kind of just nice to spam them with a bunch of nails. Obviously, if you have a better aiming skill, this is probably gonna be more effective, but it works just fine even with like 0 aiming skill. It's also really interesting because you can use this to barricade with. It'll barricade windows and doors faster than using a hammer would. So if you have the planks and you have the nail gun, you can use this instead of the hammer and it'll go faster. Pretty interesting. Up next, I have 2 mods to talk about. First is the Rally map, which you can see here. This is a really cool map. I was so shocked to see this only had like 800 subscribers currently on Steam Workshop, because this is a really clean map. I mean, it's really large. There's 4 separate stages on here, so 4 different tracks. They're all pretty unique, lots of challenging turns. I mean, this is a great place to try out the vehicles, man. This and Exhibition Circuit are kind of meant to go together along with the 3rd map, which connects the 2. Really, I'm only using Exhibition and Rally right now, but for the full experience you might want to use all 3. I'll link them all in the description, but this is really nice. I really appreciate this kind of map because it's unique, and we don't really have any kind of map like this before in Zomboid, you know? There's lots of towns, lots of little cities, things like that. We don't really have any racetracks, you know? Which is great because the other mod that I like to show off here is better car physics, which is a must-have. I can't believe that I played for as long as I did without this mod. I mean, technically, it came out last year. It was like 2 days before the end of the year. Whatever, I'm putting it on the list. I think it's worth it. And it is. I mean, look at it. You handle so much better. The engine sounds better. you know, better off-road capabilities. It makes for a lot more of a fun drive instead of a, you know, really stressful Project Zomboid type drive. But if you're as bad of a driver as I am, it's still going to be stressful regardless, because you're going to end up there hardly in one piece. So good luck if you're riding with me. And real quick, I just had to show off how freaking cool is this. I love this door animation, man. This is such a sick car. Awesome work. Awesome mod. And next up we have a small but very cool mod called Sheet Rope Jumping and Climbing. This is pretty cool because, you know, in a vanilla game you can only go one way down the rope at a time. So if you're on the top of a building like here, you'd be going down and you could be descending into a giant horde and completely get yourself screwed over. Now you actually have the chance to say, oh, never mind, changed my mind, going back up, and immediately reverse direction either way on the rope, which is great. I feel like this is a really useful feature. Obviously the rope can still get broken down, which I had happen to me actually, so be careful, you know, don't take too much advantage of it. There will come after you and get your rope down and you will get bitten. Next up we have Braven's Repel Kit. This is a very interesting mod, kind of in the same vein as the last one, but very different still. What this does is it lets you create these repel kits. They're one-time disposable items essentially, and you're gonna probably want to keep at least 1 to 2 of these on you anytime you're gonna be in a multi-level building that's full of undead, because these things are really useful for just a quick escape. Say you don't have nails, you don't have sheet rope, whatever. You don't need them. Like, you just need the one item here, the repel kit. You don't need to build a fence. You don't need to do any of that jazz. You just need to put the rope down and then descend. You can also tweak it in the sandbox option to let you go back up the rope, which I did already, because I like to be able to go both ways, personally. But if you only want to be able to just rappel down, that's the default setting anyway, so you should be good to go right out the box. Up next, we have BRs BB Guns. This is a very interesting mod here. I love BB guns as a kid, you know, BB guns and airsoft guns and paintball guns. I had a ton of fun with them. I was surprised to see this added to Zomboid, you know. It's an interesting concept. What it basically does is it adds 8 time period and accurate airsoft weapons to the game, additionally with BB ammunition and collectible boxes for each replica, which is a pretty nice touch. So every gun here is going to be unique in accuracy, effective distance, capacity, sound, and reload. So as your skills in aiming improve, that means the accuracy and your effective distance will also improve, which is great because they start off pretty low. And once you get a critical hit too, that'll be a killing blow, so even better. The higher your score goes, the more killing blows you're actually landing with them. But they're not really meant for, you know, taking out the zombies. They're kind of more meant for practicing, or I guess in multiplayer for having fun airsoft wars with each other. But I use them on the zombies, mostly just for training, aiming, and reloading, which is great because the shotgun variant, look at this. It's giving me so much experience from like each burst. I was kind of surprised. I don't remember if the normal shotgun gives you this much experience like this. I don't know. Pretty cool though. And moving on, we have Braven's Bicycles mod. This is a pretty fun one actually. I will warn you though, it takes a little bit to get used to how the bike handles, but it's pretty fun honestly. It's really interesting how like you can like slide around with this thing. It's not exactly what I was expecting, but it's still really fun. And no gas required, all foot powered, so as long as you've got energy, you'll be able to bike. Pretty nice compromise. Now you can actually go all the way across Kentucky on a bike like you always dreamed of. Tour de Louisville. And we've made it to the final mod of the list. This one is an interesting one here. The M4 Sherman tank by BitBraven here. This thing is crazy. It has a functional gun. You heard me, a functional gun. I've not seen a vehicle yet in this game that actually had a functional weapon on it, besides like a bull bar. This is pretty crazy to me that they were even able to do this, but yeah, it actually works. It doesn't take out a lot of them. You can't aim it. That's fine with me. It works. That's more than any other vehicle I've seen in this game yet. That's crazy. Pretty cool stuff. All you do, be in the 5th seat, which is the Top Gunner seat, and then hit the space bar. It takes a while to reload, but no ammo requirement, at least as of now. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely worth checking out. You can ride around with your buddies in style. And that brings us to the end of today's mod showcase. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to check out these mods. You can find the links in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe, check out some of the other videos. I've got a ton on the channel. Leave a comment, let me know what your favorite mod was, what you like, don't like. Just let me know. And as always, have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Gecko out.